Flygirlchristina, and today I am at Berkeley Preparatory School with Coach Dom from Berkeley High School. Welcome, Coach Dom, to the show.
Hey, pleasure, fly girl.
No problem. Coach Dom, tell the people about yourself. How did you start?
I'm not a. I started coaching. I think the first time I coached was in 1976. When I was in college, I guess. Junior high basketball, and I haven't stopped coaching since.
Where have you coached in your previous years?
Gosh, I don't even, start out at Holy Ghost grade school in Iowa, went to Niles North High School in Chicago, helped a friend coach baseball at St. Leo's High School in Chicago, Waller High School. I mean, the list goes on, my last days were, I retired. I was a Jesuit, retired, got to go in after work to do a little film work for the Bucks, and then fortunate to get a job here at the great Berkeley Prep.
When you started at Berkeley, how long ago was that?
2007.
Oh, wow. That is a long time. That is a very long time.
Wow, yeah.
So when you were coaching in 2007, when you first came here, why did you think it was best for you?
I just, was so impressed with the administration, the faculty, the community, the support that I had, our athletic department, that, to me, it was a special place.
Because I know sometimes when you go into a new coaching position, sometimes you need something that's good and you feel like the energy with the people is good. And it seems like you said the staff, and the administration here were pretty good to you. So when you're coaching a team, what do you value in your team this season?
Well, I think, for us to be successful, I think the first thing is you got to come together as a team. I think if, great teams have, to me, great people, and we challenge our players that, we want them great in every aspect, the field and the classroom and the community.
Right, because sometimes, when you come to the classroom with students and everything, you have to learn how to work together as a team. And if it wasn't for a team, you wouldn't be where you are now. Because I know now, last year y'all had a record of 13-1, and you also had one lose. So how will you prevent that one lose from last season and make it an undefeated?
Well, we had a great run last year. We had tremendous leadership with our seniors, and we had 15 great seniors, and for our program, that's the most we've ever had, and just tremendous leaders, on and off the field, and the torch is passed now into a different standard, and now we have our young people have a challenge to continue where we were the great success we had last year.
I know sometimes you always need a challenge to make everything seem a lot better, and without a challenge, it wouldn't be nothing how it is now.
That's right. We're tougher schedule. People are ready to play. It's a different challenge for this team.
Right, because I know you have a couple of upcoming seniors this year. So what is your advice to them this year for the ones that are your upcoming seniors?
Well, I mean, they have to lead by example, and it's their team now. What's happened in the past is the past. It's a new season, new team, and our seniors, they're the key to our success, and their leadership.
Right, and I know I like when coaches say that you always need a player to be successful on and off the field, which is good because it shows how they are and how they act. And if it wasn't for how they act, I don't think it would be no type of leadership skill in place. So what football coaching goals do you strive to accomplish, and how will you do it this year?
Well, I think our number one goal, is we have to somehow come together as a team. That I said that before, but that's to me the power of our success, to truly understand that, and in the world of unselfish, people being selfish with the way it is, and this reality of social media, every chance to, you have a chance to be about, yourself. And I think football is a game where uh, I truly can't believe you could be successful. It's the team. And our goal is to, before you can win, and I mean really win, you have to find a way to come together as a team. And that's our, philosophy, basically. So our goal is that, that's one step at a time. We have a open with a great program in Clearwater Catholic that's been truly successful. Great staff, great players, and we'll have our hands full.
Right, and I know you were talking about you can't be selfish, even though football is almost like a competition against yourself, not even against really one another, because it's a term called me versus me. That's all it is. You're going against yourself, but you're also doing it as a team. So there's always that one person that goes against everyone else, but sometimes you got to end up going against yourself because that's the biggest defeat you have is yourself. And if it wasn't for that, you wouldn't be nowhere as a player, as a coach, or even just as a parent or mom, dad, or whoever's in those stands watching you or your son or kid play. So, what are your coaching styles when you're coaching a team like Berkeley?
Um, you know, I just think we demand greatness. Every practice, we demand greatness to be perfect on every play. And that's been our philosophy forever. We want to practice with great concentration, great trust, great commitment. And if we do those things, we have a chance to win. But it's about being perfect. About practicing hard. On every snap.
Right, because I know there's a saying called practice makes perfect, and if it wasn't for practices, you wouldn't be able to learn anything. So when you're at practice with these players, what makes an outstanding football player at practice in a game?
Well, I think we've had some great players, and all the great ones have this tremendous competitive spirit on every snap. A lot of times you want to take a play off in practice, and the great ones don't. They're trying to be the best. And the great ones become that. By practicing hard on every snap. So I just think it's the competitive spirit of every day, going out to win the play. On every play, and it's going to make your teammates better. So the great ones do that.
Right, because I know sometimes you always got to make your teammates better because you have to influence one another. And if it wasn't for influencing one another, the younger ones, like the young players, like your freshmen, sophomores, they'll start learning and looking up to your juniors and seniors because they're starting to learn and gain the value from them. Like, for example, if you have one excellent football player that's like a senior, and he's over there mentoring another player that's like a freshman or a sophomore, that freshman or sophomore is going to want to look up to him and be inspired by him because he thinks he's an excellent player. So I think I agree with you because you said talking about concentration, and if it wasn't for concentration, the team wouldn't be focused. So what does a game of football mean to you?
Well, I think it's what I do. To me, the power of football, the power of team, you know, is truly special. I think the big thing is our players. We want them to understand, the power that they have every day, okay, to change someone's life, whether it's your teammates or in our school or community, that a young man has the power to change a life. And I think the game of football, coming together as a team, has tremendous power to do special things, and it's what I do every day. I'd love to do it. I love the challenge of preparing, every day and practicing, with our team. And I think, the game of football is the power of coming together as a team and getting 50 guys to be for each other in a circle, to me, is a powerful thing and a special thing.
Right. So I know you're talking about you prepare your team. How will you prepare your team this year if you're doing a practice or a game? How do you prepare them for these things?
We prepare the same way every week. I mean, we're gonna we watch film. We do scouting reports. We tell our players, look, you're gonna get beat, physically. It's part of the game, but mentally, we tell our players there's no way that should happen. Mentally, you got to be prepared. And when you're mentally prepared, you're gonna. I think that's where greatness comes in. So we're gonna prepare them mentally as best we can.
Right, because I know sometimes if you prepare them mentally, it'll make them feel good, saying I have the confidence to do this and do that. And if it wasn't for their confidence and their mentality, they wouldn't be these players or what they are now. So, what are your top 3 priorities as a coach?
I feel there's a lot of priorities, but I think the most important thing for us is that, and I mentioned this, you win with, to me, with, great people. I think you could always find a way if you surround yourself with great people. And I've been fortunate. I have great assistant coaches that have played for me, that have been with me now for 15 years here. And so I think I'm fortunate, and the players that I've had understand what it takes to be on a team. And I think someone asked me, hey, when will you ever get out of coaching? And I said, if I can't get 50 young men to understand, to come together as a team, then I failed as a coach, and then I think it's time for me to go. But I'm always the negative sometimes of our young people. I'm always floored and impressed by them, because they seem to always get it, and understand it, So our goal is to find a way to get 50 guys to come together, and become a team, and through that, with a bunch of great people, we hope we get a few wins.
Right. So I know you're talking about 50 people this year. Do you have any transfers coming in to Berkeley?
We have a young man from New York that their family moved there, So he got to be a great player. Played up in New York, and we're excited to have him here in Tampa, Florida.
Which is great, because I know when you're coaching and using transfers, you have to learn that they came from different schools, so you have to teach them your teaching method and coaching method for them to be great, like other players that you have coached. So this year, are there any players that the people and I myself should look out for this year?
Well, we have the list is, of course, we have Keon Keeley, who's a national recruit, he's a defensive end, but our defensive line is back with Xavier Townsend, who's had a tremendous year, and Bryce Stevenson. Those guys have been playing. Our quarterback, Troy Reeder, took us 13-1 last year as a quarterback. Nikhil Jefferson is coming back on a two-way player that's a high motor. So we have a lot of players. We have a young guy, Dallas Golden, that had coming off a tremendous year last year. Our fullback, we played a fullback last year in JoJo Troop that we're moving around. He'll play fullback, tailback, but as a freshman, played fullback. That's pretty tough to do. So we have a great group of guys coming back, and like I say, our key is our senior leadership. We have a couple linebackers coming back. Johnny Forelli coming back. Titus Bullard coming off an injury. So we have a good nucleus coming back, and we got to find a way to come together and do well. And then we're led by our free safety and Damian Henderson, who got offered to Harvard. So we have good leadership in the back half of the defense, and leadership with our quarterback, and Troy Reeder on our offense. So hopefully we'll have enough to be successful.
It sounds like you have an undefeated team to meet, because it seems like with all these players you named a couple of seniors, and you named a couple of upcoming sophomores and juniors and seniors. So it seems like your team is going to be really good this year. And hopefully, I know I would be able to see it with my own two eyes, which would be good.
Well, we have a long way to go. You know, what happened last year is in the past. Like I said, it's a new team, and you know, we got to fly around the field like Flygirl. You know, it's flying around Tampa.
Which is good because it's very good to have a team that you know you have to fly around with, and you have to make the maneuver to be a great team. Because you, like you said, you don't want to worry about what last season was because that was in the past. Now we're worried about the present and your future season this year. So just because the football season came off of off season, what did that look like for the team this year?
Well, that's the challenge. Like I say, coming off a year like last year for us, you know, falling a little short, but with a tremendous run. And now it's a new challenge, and it's a little different. You know, our program is, you know, getting there is, you know, is a little bit easier, you know. And now that, you know, we had a chance to play for a state championship, we had a chance to play on national TV last year. So now it's a whole different deal, you know, and you got to hope, we got to find a way to get ready. You know, like I say, our competition, you know, this year is tremendous and tremendous challenges with great players. And we're going to play some great players against some great players this year.
Right, because I know sometimes you have to find different challenge aspects from now, and if it wasn't for those different challenges, you wouldn't learn from your past, but you'll also learn, but now it seems like you're learning from present in your future seasons. And if it wasn't from learning from your past, sometimes the world or the team won't be how they are now. So is there any commitments that happened this summer? Because I know a couple of schools this summer had a couple of people who have committed. Who are those people that committed this year for Berkeley?
I mean, for us right now, we have Bryce Stevenson, who committed to Holy Cross a couple weeks ago, and we have Damian Henderson, who committed to Harvard. You know, and you know, we have Keon, who committed to Notre Dame, but we're still working on a few other players, and hopefully we'll have a few more. You know, it's you're lucky to get one, and fortunate our players have had a few choices to go and play. So you hope that come signing date that those are all there at signing date. You know.
Right, because you want the ones that they committed to. You want to make sure they sign there, and hopefully their decision stays the same. And if it wasn't going to stay the same, it wouldn't be how it is now. But Coach Dom, I think that was my last question.
All right. Well, this has been exciting. I'm hey, but first, I think official podcast. You know, thanks so much for having me.
No problem, and I'm glad to have you, and I'm excited to see how your season's going to turn out.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.